What is one saying we could all do without? The customer is always right. You should smile more. Asterisk insert asterisk has it worse than you. Don't be so ungrateful. Wow. Just wow. Whenever I hear this, I instantly regret whatever I just said. We're all in this together. F asterisk CKU. What makes you sexually frustrated? Not getting the Player of the Game award in Overwatch. She isn't helping me build the Lego Millennium Falcon naked or in her underwear. Being a virgin, but I'm in no hurry to lose it. Masturbating if perfect for me RN. No head. What's one of your favorite songs of all time? The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. Every Breath You Take by The Police. Existentialism on Prom Night by Straylight Run. Broken Crown by Mumford and Amp. Sons. What's one thing that immediately gives you a negative feeling about someone? A large shotgun. When they assume things about you and treat you according to it. Treating people who are different from them or less fortunate than them is subhuman. Body odor. Those who stay up consistently until 3 a.m. Why? Nobody expects anything from you at night. You don't have to feel guilty for doing nothing. I don't know. I'd love to understand why I constantly make bad decisions and don't learn from them. Because a spider came in my room and I never found it. Graveyard shift. What did you learn about as a kid that changed your view on everything? Probability ruined gambling for me. Math. The butterfly effect. I can't stop thinking about everything I'm doing and the different outcomes that come along with it. Empathy. What is your coffee of choice this morning? Enjoy your coffee, and I hope you all have a great start to the day and finish cool hot beverage. Death wish coffee black. Probably just Starbucks on my way to work. Blonde roast, black. Black. What celebrity deathmatch would you want to see today? Kanye West and Pete Davidson. Truss vs. Sunak. Jack Gleason vs. The Rock. I'm sorry, Jack. Nothing against you. You were just too good at playing King Joffrey. The Rock vs. 2 Tom Cruises. What movie left you with an unsettling feeling for years to come? For me, it's We Need to Talk About Kevin. Butterfly effect. Watched it too young LMAO. It feels like weekly I am posting about my revulsion for E.T. and here I am again. Heredity. I couldn't even finish this movie. It left me with a sick, heavy, dark feeling that I've never encountered in a movie before. What is something you regret not doing pre-adulthood? I should have saved most of my birthday, Christmas money. Probably coming out as gay. But this was the early 90s to early 2000s. So I don't think it would have went well for me. Sex. Not dating more. There were several girls I liked in school, but I never made a move. How do you unlove someone you have a good standing with? Time. It take time. By falling out with them. Find a minor. Or perceived slight to conflate into a grudge. Dwell on grudge. Ghost target of grudge. This especially helps with people from childhood who think that all friendships are automatically lifelong and reactiva table on demand. Also, if an old acquaintance tries to contact you, after more than, say, 2 years, tops, you can safely assume they're just pushing an MLM. And neglect to reply based on this. Eventually. X unmotivated people. How did you guys bring your life back on track? I often remind myself that this is probably the only time I'm ever going to be alive. I have to make the most of this shit. I haven't and I won't. I found some things that I like doing and I'm trying my hardest to be the best at them. Wanting to be the best at something has definitely brought back the competition and motivation that I was lacking a few months back. If you have a goal in mind or something you want to chase, it will definitely help. I just came to the realization that I'll probably work a dead-end job. I'd look like shit and I'd be cooped up in my room doing nothing. That motivated me to do stuff. Women of Reddit, what question about men do you wish to be answered? What's the best way to make you guys giggle for real? Like, genuinely? Do most guys try, at some point, to see if they could suck their own PPS? Do you immediately become soft after you cum, or do you stay hard like in porn? Or does it depend on the guy? This guy just pulled an Uno reverse card at the sub. Serious. For they thems. What would your child call you? Attention. Serious. Tag notice. Asterisk. Jokes. Puns. And off-topic comments are not permitted. https www.reddit.com/r/askreddit/wiki/index #wiki_rule_6- in any comment, parent or child, parent comments that aren't from the target group will be removed, along with their child replies. Report comments that violate these rules. Posts that have few relevant answers within the first hour, and posts that are not appropriate for the serious tag will be removed. Consider doing an AMA request instead. Thanks for your cooperation and enjoy the discussion. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit. Message compose to =r@AskReddit if you have any questions or concerns. I'm not non-binary, but I assume that parent will work or just a nickname. Here is a good resource: shortrl.at/djku. TBH, I have no clue. I don't have kids, but I am genderqueer. Probably a nickname of my name. If have to come up with just one solution to solve maximum number of global issues, what would it be? Genocide, sadly. Everyone leaves each other alone. Just stay out of my business and I'll stay out of yours. The world will be a much better place. Cannibalism for me. So many options. Unification under a benevolent absolute dictatorship would let us solve quite a few, though wouldn't be popular or long-term sustainable. What is the most disturbing movie you've ever come across? Struggled with irreversible scenes. Johnny got his gun, saw it in early 70s, still can't forget it. The answer to this and all questions like it is always Dear Zachary. I can't unsee that rage from the grandfather. It's maybe 30 secs and it's stayed with me longer than anything I've ever seen in a movie. Want real proof that a good, loving person wishes he had murdered someone in calculating cold blood? Got your movie for you. Come and see. It's not disturbing in the way a Serbian film is by just shoving as many awful scenes in my face at once, but disturbing because how realistically it portrays the horrors of war. Redditors who got Reddit Premium, how is your experience and rate it? I had Reddit Premium for a week from an award I got. It really wasn't anything special. Our lounge sucked too. I have it from awards. I don't see ads and get different things for my avatar. That's about it. Nothing worth paying for. I've been subbed for over a year. I like being able to throw awards around here or there, and I just hate being advertised to, so I find it worth it. I had it for 2 years because I paid for the premium version of Alien Blue and they shut it down when Reddit purchased it. I never used a goddamn thing it offered. The lounge did not sound appealing. Vegans, vegetarians of Reddit. What's the stupidest veggie option you've been given? Chicken. So many times. Fish, is not meat right? Not me, but I had a vegetarian teacher in high school. We went for a school trip and stayed in a crappy hotel. She was served eggs and mashed potatoes for dinner every single day. Vegan option at the Heart Attack Grill in Las Vegas. A pack of non-filtered Lucky Strikes or Camels. Brilliant. What is the most valuable life lesson you learned from your parents? Nothing in life is free. You have to work hard to get what you want in life. You can't skip the work hard part. Both my parents were lawyers, so I learned how to argue very well. Proud owner of many gaming consoles. Don't have kids if you can't afford them. What not to do when raising kids. You were abducted by aliens and brainwashed, trained, reborn and given superpowers like Omni-Man, then sent back to Earth. Your mission is now to take over the Earth for them. You're immortal on this planet and your mission is 98% complete. Suddenly you got your memories back. What you doing? Completing the mission. I'm no quitter. Catching up on whatever show I was in the middle of when they abducted me. I'll look for my parents and pray that they're alright. Again? Damn it. How do you think about having your first kiss in a club with a random person? I don't, cause it's just a kiss. Go for it. Depressing. First kisses mean nothing. My first kiss was with a girl I randomly remember from time to time and say, "Oh, yeah, that was my first kiss." What was the first time that you cried in a video game? CSGO solo queue, for obvious reason. RDR2 sad face. The Walking Dead when Lee dies, pensive face. Thank you, Arthur Morgan. People that had kids but couldn't afford them, why? They didn't expect them to be so expensive or circumstances changed. E.g. lost a job. Just because someone can't afford kids at a certain point in time, doesn't mean they couldn't prior or won't be able to in the future. Things happen. You might not always be making the same amount you are now. They come free and with no contract. No one tells you how much they cost. Kids are a scam. Speaking for my parents, emotions and stupidity. What fictional band is your favorite? Cantina Band from the first Star Wars movie. Plankton and the Party Stealers. TTT the Beats, I need my allowance, ducking slaps and I'll die on that hill. Gorillas. You're turned into your favorite animal. What are you and what is the first thing you do? Grizzly bear. I get out my house and find a big forest. Human. I'd go eat at KFC. I'm a raccoon and nobody's trash is safe. I'm a crow. Guess I'll be part of a murder. Which culture would you struggle to assimilate into the most and why? Any conservative cultures. North Sentinel Island. I'd most likely be shot full of arrows long before I could get close enough to even start assimilating into it. The Borg. Too many implants. Any extremist religious or tyranny, dictatorship, political culture that dominates people's freedom. What is the name of the last book you bought? American Psycho. Hero with 1,000 Faces. The Science of Stephen King. Nausea. What do you think of religion? Mythology that people think is real. I am fine with it as long as people don't force it on others. If you're religious, cool, just don't try and make me religious or shove it down my throat. It was a useful tool to keep a population under control and educated. Now we're in a more enlightened age. We no longer have need of fairy tales to teach people right from wrong. What is your favorite French novel? Albert Camus, The Stranger. The Three Musketeers. Je ne parle pas français. The Count of Monte Cristo. What's something you were only planning on trying once but you've become addicted to? Answering questions on Reddit. Masturbating. Doctor Who. Won't lie, Reddit. Figures, why not? I had no social media at the time and here I am. The last thing you Googled is chasing you at full speed. What is chasing you? The last thing I Googled was the 1984 military parade scene. I'm ducked. Oh duck, Michael Jackson came back from the dead. Sadie Sink, tears of joy. Chubby Asian girls. Unmotivated people. How did you guys bring your life back on track? I often remind myself that this is probably the only time I'm ever going to be alive. I have to make the most of this shit. I haven't and I won't. I found some things that I like doing and I'm trying my hardest to be the best at them. Wanting to be the best at something has definitely brought back the competition and motivation that I was lacking a few months back. If you have a goal in mind or something you want to chase, it will definitely help. I just came to the realization that I'll probably work a dead-end job. I'd look like shit and I'd be cooped up in my room doing nothing. That motivated me to do stuff. You're on death row and get asked what you would like your last meal to be. What are you asking for and why? Honestly? A bag of mixed nuts. I'm badly allergic, and I'd rather go out on my own terms than someone else's. White rhino meat. If I'm going down, I'm taking a species with me. A pound of magic mushrooms, it might be neat. Nothing. I'm not hungry. How do you unlove someone you have a good standing with? Time. It take time. By falling out with them. Find a minor. Are perceived. Slight to conflate into a grudge. Dwell on grudge. Ghost target of grudge. This especially helps with people from childhood who think that all friendships are automatically lifelong and reactiva table on demand. Also, if an old acquaintance tries to contact you, after more than, say, 2 years, tops, you can safely assume they're just pushing an MLM. And neglect to reply based on this. Eventually. Men of Reddit, what do you think if a girl farts around you? 1. She doesn't ever want to duck me. Or 2. She wants to only duck me until she dies. There is no in between. Can you clarify whether she used a lighter to create a jet of flame? Well, my GF did. No issues with me at all. She's as human as I am. Depends on the girl. I have a spouse, so we make jokes about that. We're a pretty gross couple behind closed doors. But not that gross. People of Reddit, if you could cancel something, what would you cancel and why? I'd like to cancel our COVID subscription on behalf of everyone. Would put hard limits on sugar and salt consumption for the public. Would encourage honey and fruits as more natural ways to sweeten foods. They would call me a monster. But they would be healthier. TikTok. James Corden. If dogs were the humans on Earth, what would they do? Hashtag FOOD. More food. Food now. Chef Doggos. Eat humans. Breed us to have short and stubby legs and a ducked-up face because it looks cute. What would be considered cultural appropriation in the culinary industry? Nothing. It's food, just eat it and GT. That whole concept is dumb. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And, especially when it comes to the taste of food, culinary feats should be based around a meritocracy. Either your food slaps or it doesn't. Nothing. Cultural appropriation isn't real. Cultures mix and share and change constantly. Just make whatever you want. Italians using tomatoes. Imported species. Authentic Italian is stale bread and suicide. U.S. Republicans. Those who supported Trump during his presidency. How do you feel about him now after the January 6th hearings? More worried about a recession. They don't care. Trump once said he could murder someone in the street and his supporters wouldn't care, and he was right. Honestly, don't care because I really don't feel like anything was threatened by some people walking through the Capitol. Also, the amount of people who think you can take over the government by standing inside a building is really dumb. If they supported him in November 2020, I'm sure they still felt the same way after January 6, 2021. People are stubborn. Especially people who don't have the intellectual capacity to learn and grow. People that had kids but couldn't afford them. Why? Just because someone can't afford kids at a certain point in time doesn't mean they couldn't prior or won't be able to in the future. Things happen. You might not always be making the same amount you are now. They didn't expect them to be so expensive or circumstances changed. E.g., lost a job. They come free and with no contract. No one tells you how much they cost. Kids are a scam. Speaking for my parents, emotions and stupidity.